You won't believe which animals spend time in trees. When we imagine the world's great forests, we often picture familiar inhabitants, monkeys swinging through the canopy, birds nesting on high branches. But the arboreal world, this kingdom in the sky, holds some truly astonishing secrets. It is a stage for behaviors so unexpected, they challenge our very understanding of the creatures we thought we knew. Quick beat. From arid deserts to dense jungles, animals have found remarkable reasons to leave the ground behind and ascend into the leafy heights. Food, safety, and a better view of their world. Over the next 7 minutes, we will journey across continents to uncover these hidden lives. We'll reveal climbers you never thought possible, showcasing their incredible adaptations and the ingenious science behind their surprising behaviors. Each chapter will present a new marvel, a fresh perspective on the animal kingdom's boundless creativity. I invite you to join me on this exploration of the unexpected, a quick-paced tour of nature's most extraordinary acrobats. Our first destination is the remote rainforest canopy, Papua New Guinea, northeastern Australia. Here, amidst the dense foliage, lives an animal many would find utterly astonishing to see so far from the ground. We think of kangaroos as creatures of the open plains, bounding powerfully across the dusty outback. But here, evolution has taken a different path. Visual compare: red kangaroo bounding on the ground versus tree kangaroo carefully moving along a branch. This is the domain of the tree kangaroo, a genuine marsupial acrobat that has traded the ground for a life suspended between earth and sky. It is a startling sight, a contradiction of our expectations. How has this remarkable transition been achieved? Unlike their ground-dwelling cousins, tree kangaroos possess much stronger, stockier forelimbs, equipped with long, curved claws that provide a formidable grip on bark and branches. Their hind feet are shorter and broader, with padded soles that act like non-slip shoes, allowing for careful, deliberate movements. They move with a cautious agility, a far cry from the explosive leaps of their terrestrial relatives. Their tail, too, tells a story of this arboreal existence. While the ground kangaroo uses its tail as a third leg for balance and support, the tree kangaroo's tail is longer and is used predominantly as a counterbalance. As it navigates the precarious pathways of the canopy, this tail acts like a tightrope walker's pole, providing stability as the animal reaches for a distant branch or a tender leaf. It is not prehensile, but its role in maintaining equilibrium is absolutely crucial for a life lived at such dizzying heights. In these high-altitude havens, they find everything they need: a rich diet of leaves, flowers, and fruits, and crucially, a refuge from predators that patrol the forest floor below. The tree kangaroo is a testament to the sheer adaptability of life, a quiet, gentle climber that has found its niche far from where one would ever expect. It is a living reminder that in nature, the rules are always waiting to be rewritten, and the most surprising solutions are often hidden in plain sight, high up in the canopy. We travel now to the semi-arid landscapes of southwestern Morocco, where a truly bizarre and wonderful spectacle unfolds. Here, the gnarled, thorny branches of the argan tree are decorated with the most unlikely of ornaments: domestic goats. Perched with surprising confidence among the leaves, they appear almost like festive decorations, a surreal vision against the dry, dusty backdrop. It is a sight that defies logic. Goats, with their cloven hooves, seem utterly ill-suited for climbing. Yet here they are, sometimes a dozen or more, contentedly balanced high above the ground. The secret behind this extraordinary behavior lies in a single, precious resource: the fruit of the argan tree. In this harsh environment, ground-level vegetation is scarce, especially during the dry season. The goats, driven by hunger, have learned to do the unthinkable. They ascend the trees to feast on the bitter, fleshy pulp of the argan fruit, a food source inaccessible to other grazers. Their hooves, which seem so clumsy, are in fact surprisingly adept. Each hoof has 2 toes that can spread apart to grip branches, and the soft, rubbery pads on their soles provide excellent traction on the bark. This is not merely an occasional act by a lone, adventurous individual. It is a learned, social behavior passed down through generations. Young kids watch their mothers and other members of the herd, and through observation and trial and error, they too master the art of the climb. Entire social groups can be seen dotting the branches of a single tree, a cooperative effort to exploit a vital food source. It is a remarkable display of animal ingenuity and cultural transmission, a behavior born entirely of necessity. As they digest the fruit, the goats are unable to break down the hard nut within. They excrete these nuts, which are then gathered by local people. These are the famous argan nuts, from which precious argan oil is extracted. In a strange, unintended partnership, the climbing goats of Morocco have become a key part of a local economy, their arboreal antics providing the raw material for a world-renowned product. It's a perfect illustration of how animal behavior, no matter how strange, is always intertwined with its environment. On the tropical islands of the Indian and Pacific Oceans, a true giant roams the forest floor at night. It is the world's largest land arthropod, the coconut crab. Leg span can reach up to a meter. Colossal claws can lift nearly 30 kilograms. We think of crabs on the shoreline, scuttling sideways along the sand. But this behemoth leaves the shore and climbs into the trees. Its primary food is the coconut, a tough, well-defended prize. To get to it, the crab must climb. It uses the sharp tips of its walking legs like grappling hooks. It can scale palm trunks, sometimes over 10 meters. The climb is slow and methodical, immense power and persistence. Once it reaches the coconuts, it snips one free with mighty pincers. The coconut falls crashing to the ground. On the ground, the crab tears away the husk, fiber by fiber, a process that can take hours. Then it strikes the shell at the 3 germination pores. Patient, repeated blows until the shell finally cracks. Exploiting this defended food is key to its size and success. A master of brute force and strategy. Though a crab, it's poorly adapted to water and will drown if submerged. It breathes air with a branchiostegal lung. It keeps its gills moist by dipping back legs in water. A giant, tree-climbing crustacean. An armored climber of mythic proportions. Chapter 4. Snakes. The very word conjures images of creatures slithering silently through the undergrowth or coiled patiently on the forest floor. They are, in our minds, fundamentally terrestrial. But this is a dangerously incomplete picture. The world's forests are filled with serpents that have taken to the trees, not just the small, slender ones, but also giants. Even some of the planet's largest constrictors spend much of their lives suspended high above the ground, masters of an aerial domain. Consider the green anaconda of South America. As one of the world's heaviest snakes, it seems an unlikely candidate for a life in the trees. Though most at home in water, younger, lighter anacondas are surprisingly adept climbers. They drape themselves over sturdy branches that overhang rivers, a perfect ambush. From this vantage, they can survey the water for prey like capybaras, or watch the riverbanks for unsuspecting deer. The branch is both resting place and hunting platform. This arboreal behavior is also crucial for thermoregulation. Cold-blooded snakes must use their environment to manage temperature. Basking on a sun-drenched branch absorbs solar energy far better than the shady floor. In Southeast Asia, reticulated pythons climb to find these sun patches, immense bodies coiled around thick boughs as they digest a meal. The canopy becomes their solar panel. For giant constrictors, trees offer advantages. Safety from ground-level threats, a superior hunting position, and a place to warm their massive bodies. They move with slow, deliberate power, muscles rippling as they grip bark, prehensile tails anchoring them securely. Seeing a multi-meter python or anaconda draped across a branch is a powerful reminder that even the largest predators have learned to look up and conquer the trees. Chapter 5. We journey to the African savanna, home to the undisputed king of beasts, the lion. We picture them patrolling the grasslands, their powerful forms moving with regal confidence, or resting in the shade of an acacia. The idea of a lion, a creature weighing up to 200 kilograms, climbing a tree seems not just unlikely, but impossible. And yet, in a few specific corners of this vast continent, that is precisely what you will find. Yes, lions lounging in trees like oversized leopards. This behavior is most famously observed in places like Queen Elizabeth National Park in Uganda, Lake Manyara National Park in Tanzania. Here, entire prides draped languidly across thick, horizontal branches of fig trees, acacia trees. They are not clumsy, reluctant climbers. They ascend with a surprising degree of ease, finding comfortable positions to rest, groom, and survey their kingdom from an elevated throne. For a first-time observer, it upends our image of this iconic predator. So why do they do it? One primary driver is simple comfort. The ground can be hot and damp, often swarming with biting insects like tsetse flies. By climbing, lions catch a cooling breeze and escape the torment of pests. The branches offer a pleasant place to digest a meal and doze through the midday heat. The trees provide a superb vantage point. From above, they gain a panoramic view of the plains. They can spot herds of potential prey, buffalo, wildebeest. It also helps them watch rival prides or dangers like hyenas. The tree is a watchtower. This rare, localized behavior shows animal adaptability, a pride passing down a unique solution. Chapter 6. In the great forests of North America, a creature roams that is famous for its formidable defense. The porcupine, covered in a coat of up to 30,000 sharp quills, is an animal that few predators would dare to challenge. We think of it as a slow, shuffling creature of the forest floor. But this misses a huge part of its life. The North American porcupine is an exceptionally skilled, dedicated climber, a quill-covered mountaineer in the canopy. Its portly body may not scream acrobat, but its anatomy is perfectly suited for trees. Feet with long, curved claws for digging into bark, soles with a pebbly texture for grip. It climbs with powerful legs and even uses its teeth to hold on. Its most important tool is a short, muscular tail. The tail underside has stiff, downward bristles, which it presses to the trunk as a brace, a fifth limb. Why? The trees are its larder. It forages high in the canopy, its diet changing by season. Spring and summer, tender buds, leaves, twigs. Winter, climbing high to eat inner bark, cambium, trees like hemlock and maple. It will stay in one tree for days, gnawing and leaving marks. Despite slow, deliberate movement, it's a master of its domain. Born with soft quills that harden within an hour, able to climb within days of life. Chapter 7. When we think of bears, we think of immense power and terrain.